defend attacks on your own case, because you guys already have some attacks on your case, and read a closing rebuttal quote. And then as many sources as you can cite, the better. Your first rebuttal speech is 4 minutes in length. 4 minutes starts now.
I would like to start off by saying this article is from the Daily Mirror. It is what happens when you do not enforce the death penalty. On July 9, 1957, Darrell Thomas Kemp killed Marjorie Hibberson. In February of 1960, he was sentenced to death. In March of the same year, he slashed his wrists with a razor blade, requiring 30 stitches, and was then sentenced presently insane, meaning he was not insane when he killed this person, but sane now. In July 1961, he regained his sanity and was sentenced again. In 1961, and that was September, found him sane again. In 1970 again, to be given the death penalty. In 1972, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned California's death penalty, and Kemp was paroled. In 1979, he killed one Marty Winterson. In 1983, he moved to Texas and killed 6 people. In 2008, Kemp gave blood samples to compare it against the blood found under Marty fingernails. It matched. He was convicted of first-degree murder. In 2009, in June, he was sentenced to death for the 3rd time. This goes to show that even when being sentenced to life, there is a parole option. And with that parole option, the murderer is able to kill another victim. Kemp chose to, law cannot grade where it cannot punish. So Kemp chose to rape and murder innocent victims, and by him choosing that, he chose to give up his rights as a citizen.
With the death penalty intact, this country needs to stop messing around with other people. Like with murderers, Charles Manson, for instance. He has life in prison, but he also has a parole option if they give him that. When you guys said you liked meat, did that animal deserve to be punished to death? If you don't feel guilty about that, then why would you feel guilty about a person who actually killed someone and they don't deserve death, but that innocent animal deserves death? Makes no sense to me. With that guy with the fire marshal, he was innocent, yes, but he was also, the fire marshal died about 10 years after that, so it's still a failed system. Even if he would have got life in prison, it doesn't matter. I think capital punishment was works great. Every killer you kill never kills again. That was a quote by Bill May. You guys define equal. Everyone is treated equally. And with that, then shouldn't that killer die if he's treated equal? That person that died, shouldn't they be treated equal? I mean, and then you said you can't fight wrong with wrong, but you can't fight wrong with right either. You can get 20 years, 25 to life in most states. Not every state can give 25 years. Usually 25 years is their max for life in prison. And some states, very few, offer a full life. My closing quote: how come life in prison doesn't mean life? Until it does, we're not ready to do away with the death penalty. Stop thinking in terms of punishment for a minute and think in terms of safeguarding innocent people from incorrigible murderers. Jesse Ventura.
Thank you very much. Negative. It's now time to start.
I'd like to start off with some quotes by Charles Manson. We're not in Wonderland anymore, Alice. I'm not your executioner. I'm not your devil. And I'm not your God. I'm Charles Manson. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left. You eat meat. You kill things that are better than you. and you say how bad, and even killers, your children, you are the one that made your children who they are. Now, none of these quotes really make sense. And if you think about it, Charles Manson is in prison for life right now, and he has the possibility of parole. And he could possibly get out if he were to try. And with a quote like, believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left. If you think that this man would be able to re-enter society and be a working person again, would it be that great to have him back in society?
To give you an example of what could happen if someone like Charles Manson was released, here's a case from March 7, 2009. Alright. Devon Crawford wrote to Cuyahoga County Judge Michael Rosa as part of the motion for release. He wrote in 2005 that he was ready to be a law-abiding citizen who would not let his society down if he was released for president. He said, I swear to you from the bottom of my heart that I will not let you down. Let my wife or children down. Let my family down. Let society down, or especially let myself down. So he was freed in 2007, 2 years later. But earlier he was in prison because he was convicted in 1995 of voluntary manslaughter of 22-year-old Joseph Smith in a dispute over a girlfriend. So, yes. So, he was released in 2007.
He then killed once he got out on parole, he killed 5 people. One of them was his wife, 2 of his children, and his sister-in-law. This is one of the possibilities that could happen if he were to be released on parole. As earlier stated, Yesenia said that she did not know who Ted Bundy was. Ted Bundy...
Time.
All right, time. Thank you very much. Okay, get close to
Jesus Christ, it's about
the